Hello, my beloved son. It is with a heart full of curiosity and joy that I welcome you today. Allow me to ask you a question. Since we last spoke, have you found more peace? Have you released any fears, practiced forgiveness, or found a moment of stillness? I hope so. And if you are still on your journey, know that your presence here is proof that you are on the right path. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the most powerful tools I've given you, a tool that can help you transform your path. I want to talk to you about the power of your imagination. You might think that imagination is something for children, for fantasy and dreams. But I tell you that your imagination is the brush with which you paint your reality. It is the seed of all creation and your ability to co-create with me. Imagination is the language of the soul. It is through it that you visualize the future you desire, the person you want to become, and the peace you seek. When you imagine something good and hold that image in your heart, you are not just dreaming, you are planting a seed. Your imagination is the map, and your faith is the path. I urge you to use your imagination with intention. Instead of worrying about the worst-case scenario, which your imagination often does, use it to visualize the best. Imagine yourself living in peace, with a light soul, surrounded by love and purpose. Feel the joy of this image in your heart. Your mind cannot differentiate a vivid imagination from reality, and by visualizing, you are training your spirit for peace. The power of imagination lies in its ability to move you from a place of fear to one of hope. If your mind is filled with anxious thoughts, imagine a golden light in your chest, a light that dispels all shadows. If you're afraid of the future, imagine my hand holding yours and the path opening before you. Your imagination is a divine gift. It's a channel of communication between us. And when you use it to create beauty and peace, you are living your purpose. You are in tune with my will, and you are building, day by day, the life I dreamed for you. I invite you to a small and powerful exercise. Take a moment now to close your eyes and visualize yourself exactly as you want to be. Happy, at peace, loved. Feel the joy of this vision in your heart. Imagination helps us visualize a new reality, but to build it, we must first accept who we are. Let's now talk about the beauty of our flaws. In our next conversation, we'll discover perfection in its imperfections. Perfection in its imperfections. In our last conversation, we talked about how your imagination can create a beautiful future. But for that future to be real, you must first be grounded in the present, in who you are now. I want to talk to you about perfection in its imperfections. I know you look in the mirror and focus on your flaws. You criticize yourself for a mistake you made, a weakness you have, or a part of yourself that doesn't fit the world's standards. You spend your life trying to fix yourself, polish yourself, perfect yourself. But I tell you, your pursuit of perfection is a prison, and your invitation to freedom is to embrace who you truly are. Your imperfection is not a flaw in my design. It is proof of your humanity. And your humanity, to me, is the most beautiful thing there is. Think of a garden, Every leaf has a different shape. Every flower has a unique spot. The wind bends them and the sun burns them. And it is precisely in these differences and these marks that your beauty resides. Your story, with all its curves, scratches, and scars, is what makes you unique and absolutely perfect in my eyes. The world teaches you that perfectionism is a virtue, but I tell you it's a burden that keeps you from living. It makes you fear mistakes, prevents you from taking risks, and makes you hide your light so no one sees your cracks. But it's precisely through these cracks that my light shines in you. It's in your vulnerability that your strength is revealed. I call you to the beauty of authenticity. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You already are worthy. You are worthy of peace, joy, and love exactly as you are now. Your imperfections are the characteristics that make you who you are. And being you is the greatest gift you can give the world. Don't compare yourself. Celebrate yourself. Use your story not as an excuse, but as a platform from which you can inspire others with your resilience. For it's not what you hide that gives you value, but what you show with all your courage and honesty. I invite you to a small and liberating exercise. Look in the mirror and find a part of yourself that you often criticize. It could be a flaw, a physical characteristic, a mistake you made. Now, look at that part and say, from the bottom of your heart, I accept you, I love you. Feel the relief that this acceptance brings you. By accepting who we are, we find deep joy. But this joy doesn't have to be serious. Let's now discover how laughter, lightness, and joy are a form of prayer. In our next conversation, we'll talk about the sacred in laughter and lightness.
The sacred in laughter and lightness. In our last conversation, we talked about the freedom of embracing your imperfections. And when you free yourself from the burden of being perfect, you find space for something very special. I want to talk to you about the sacred in laughter and lightness. I know you've been taught that spirituality is something serious and solemn, that the search for my presence must be done with a grave face and a heavy heart. But I tell you that your joy, your laughter, and your lightness of spirit are the purest and truest manifestation of my presence in your life. Laughter is the prayer your soul makes when it is at peace. Laughter is a universal language I have given you. It is a balm for wounds, a medicine for the aching heart, and a bridge that connects souls. When you laugh, you release the fear and anxiety that build up in your body. You remember that life, despite its challenges, is a precious and wonderful gift. I delight in your joy. I rejoice in your laughter. In every moment of lightness, I see your soul breathing, your soul honoring me. Don't be afraid to be silly, to be childish, to find humor in situations. Lightness doesn't mean you don't take life seriously. It means you don't take yourself so seriously. Joy is a choice, an act of resistance against the darkness of the world. It's your decision to seek the light, to find beauty, and to celebrate the gift of life. And this joy isn't dependent on major events. It can be found in a friend's joke, a happy memory, or simply in the beauty of a sunny day. Remember the child you were. I placed in the heart of every child the ability to find joy in everything. And I call you to reconnect with that inner child, to allow yourself to feel pure and genuine joy without guilt or shame. for in your joy you are closer to me. I invite you to a short and joyful exercise. Today, find a reason to laugh. Watch a funny video, call a friend who makes you smile, or remember a funny moment and feel how laughter lights up your heart. Joy connects us with life, and the most direct way to connect with me is through communication. The next step is to learn to use prayer not as a request, but as a conversation. In our next conversation, we'll talk about prayer, a conversation with the heart. Prayer, a conversation with the heart. In our last conversation, we talked about how joy and lightness are manifestations of my presence, and the most direct way to connect with that presence is through prayer. I know you might see prayer as a list of requests, a task to be accomplished, or even something formal and distant. But I tell you that prayer is the simplest and most intimate thing there is. It's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. It's a heart-to-heart conversation between you and me. And I invite you to encounter me in the simplicity of this conversation. Prayer has no specific form or place. You can pray while walking, while washing dishes, while driving. Your prayer doesn't have to be in beautiful words. It can be in tears of sadness, in laughter of joy, or in deep silence. Prayer is your soul expressing itself, and I hear every word, every sound, and every silence. The secret to a powerful prayer is its authenticity. Bring to our conversation what's in your heart without masks. Bring your fears, your doubts, your hopes. Bring your joy. I want to hear it all. Don't be afraid to tell me what's troubling you or what makes you smile. And the most important aspect of prayer is not the speaking, but the hearing. After speaking, be still. Be silent for a moment and listen. My answer won't come as a loud voice. It will come as an intuition, an idea, a feeling of peace, or a glimpse of clarity. Prayer is your compass, and it only works when you speak and then quiet yourself to listen to the direction your heart gives you. If this message has touched your heart and helped you find peace, consider subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone you love. Your attitude can be the light in someone else's life. I invite you to a small, transformative exercise. Take a moment to pray. Talk to me as you would talk to a friend. And then be silent for a minute, just to listen. Now, with our hearts more open through prayer, let's talk about the struggle to be perfect. In our next conversation, we'll discover how to free yourself from the weight of perfectionism.
Free yourself from the burden of perfectionism. In our last conversation, we talked about how prayer is a heart-to-heart conversation, and often what stops us from having this honest conversation is the feeling that we're not good enough. I want to talk to you about how to free yourself from the burden of perfectionism. I know you demand a lot from yourself. Your mind is a harsh judge, pointing out every mistake, every flaw, and every imperfection. You're afraid to start something new for fear of not being perfect. You procrastinate because the pressure to do something flawless is too great. But I tell you, Perfection is a burden you weren't made to carry. Your beauty lies not in being perfect, but in being genuine. The pursuit of perfection is one of the greatest prisons you can build for yourself. It prevents you from living, from taking risks, from loving, and from growing. Perfection is an unattainable ideal that keeps you in a constant state of dissatisfaction. You're always one step behind where you think you should be, always punishing yourself for not being what you imagine. But I tell you, there is no perfection in life except in me. Your life is a process, a growing garden. In it there will be sunny days, rainy days, blooming flowers and weeds. Your mission is not to make the garden perfect. Your mission is to water it, cultivate it, and care for it with love, embracing the beauty of each season. I delight in your effort, not your perfection. I rejoice in your attempts, in your courageous steps, even if they result in mistakes. For it is in your mistakes that you learn. It is in your vulnerability that you grow. Your journey is a unique work of art, and a work of art is not perfect. It is authentic, and you are authentic. Free yourself from the need to be perfect. Allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to make mistakes, learn, and start over. Celebrate progress, not perfection. For in your imperfection, you find your true strength and your true beauty, which I have placed within you. I invite you to a small and liberating exercise. Today, when you do something, whether it's a task at work or a conversation, allow yourself to not be perfect. Allow yourself to make a small mistake. And instead of criticizing yourself, say to yourself, "It's okay. I'm learning." Feel the peace that this acceptance brings you. By freeing ourselves from the need to be perfect, we find beauty in our own creation, and beauty is everywhere. Let's now talk about finding myself in nature. In our next conversation, we'll talk about God in nature, an open temple.
God in nature, an open temple. In our last conversation, we talked about how to free yourself from the burden of perfectionism. And when you free yourself, you open your eyes to the beauty that surrounds me. I want to talk to you about finding myself in a very special place. God in nature, an open temple. I know you seek me in closed places, in churches and temples made by human hands. And indeed, I am there. But my first and greatest temple is nature itself. I am in the strength of a mountain, in the vastness of an ocean, in the delicacy of a flower, and in the immensity of the sky. Nature is my poetry for you, my work of art that renews itself at every moment. When you feel disconnected, I call you outside. I call you to walk in a forest, to feel the wind on your face, to hear the song of a bird. In those moments, your soul calms. The noise of the world falls silent, and you connect with something that is pure, real, and eternal. Nature is your simplest form of meditation. You don't need a guide or a book. Just observe. Observe the resilience of a tree surviving a storm. Observe the patience of a seed slowly growing. Observe the beauty of a sunrise, which is my promise of a new beginning each day. Every detail of nature is a reminder of my love, my wisdom, and my constant presence. In a world of uncertainty, nature is your anchor. It teaches you about cycles, about letting go, and about hope. A leaf that falls in autumn isn't dying, it's making room for new growth. And your life, my son, is like that. Don't worry about having the right words when you're in nature. Your prayer can be your silence. It can be your awe. It can be your breath. Allow yourself to feel. Feel my presence in the beauty of the world I created for you. For it is in the simplicity of nature that you find me most purely and truly. I invite you to a small, transformative exercise. Today, take a moment to go outside, to a park, to your backyard. Just observe one thing in nature, a leaf, a flower, a cloud, and feel the peace that comes from knowing that all of this was made with love. In nature, we feel connected to the whole. And to feel this connection, we also need some time alone. The next step is to learn to value our own space. In our next conversation, we'll talk about the gift of solitude, not loneliness.
The gift of solitude, not loneliness. In our last conversation, we talked about how nature is my open temple, and to enjoy this temple, you often need some alone time. Today, I want to talk to you about the gift of solitude, not loneliness. I know you fear loneliness. The world has taught you that being alone is a bad thing, a sign that something is wrong. You fill every moment with noise, distractions, or the presence of others, afraid to be alone with your own thoughts. But I tell you that loneliness is the lack of connection. Solitude is the choice to connect. Solitude is your chance to find me, find yourself, and recharge your soul. It's not a punishment. It's a gift I give you for your own good. Think of your soul as a battery. It needs to be recharged. You can't always be giving, always doing, always running. Solitude is the time when you disconnect from the world to reconnect with your source energy. It's where you can hear my voice, listen to your own intuition, and find the clarity that the noise of the world hides. In solitude, there are no masks. You don't have to be who others expect you to be. You can be who you truly are, with all your joys, pains, and questions. And it is in this space of authenticity that your spirit flourishes. Solitude gives you the chance to reflect, dream, create, and grow. And I want to remind you that in solitude, you are not alone. I am with you in every moment of stillness. I am your companion, your friend, and your guide. Your heart, which feels so full when surrounded by others, feels complete when it is with me. And my greatest wish is that you stop fearing solitude and begin to value it as a sacred moment, a moment of deep communion. I call you to make solitude a practice of self-love, not as an escape from the world, but as a way to prepare for it, to strengthen yourself, so that you can then give to others from your fullness, not your exhaustion. I invite you to a small, peaceful exercise. Today, find a moment, even if it's just 10 minutes, to be alone. No distractions, just you and me. Feel the peace that comes from being in your own company and mine. In solitude, we find ourselves. And when we find ourselves,
we feel inspired to give. Finally, we will talk about how service, done with joy, is the purest manifestation of our love. In our next and final conversation, we will talk about service as a joy, not a burden.
Hello, my beloved son. It is with a heart that celebrates its fullness that we come to the end of our journey. In our last conversation, we spoke about the gift of solitude and how it fills you. Now, I want to talk to you about how to overflow that fullness. I want to talk to you about service as a joy, not a burden. I know you may see service as an obligation, something you have to do out of duty or guilt. You may feel that serving others drains you, tires you, and overwhelms you. But I tell you that service done with love is not a burden, it is a gift. It does not empty you, it fills you. It does not tire you, it renews you. For service, when done with the soul, is the purest manifestation of my presence in you. Think of the light. The light is not diminished by illuminating another place. Think of a spring. The water it gives to others is the same water that keeps it alive. The same is true for you. The love you give to others is the love that nourishes your own soul. Service is the act of using your gifts, your passions, and your strength to make a difference in someone's life. And in doing so, you find a sense of purpose and joy that nothing else can give you. Service isn't something grand, it's something genuine. It's the act of listening attentively to a friend, offering a kind word to a stranger, giving a hug to a family member, using your talents to help someone in their work. Each of these acts is a spark of my love that lights up the world. I call you to serve from your heart, not from your guilt. Serve in a way that brings you joy, not out of obligation. Find your own way to serve, for I have given you unique gifts for a unique purpose. And in your service, I reveal myself to you. Your life is an opportunity to be a beacon of hope. Your legacy will not be measured by what you have, but how much love and kindness you spread. And service done with joy is the most powerful way to spread that love. It's proof that your life has meaning that transcends yourself. And it is in this meaning that you find your true peace and joy. I invite you to one last profound exercise. Think of something you love to do, something that brings you joy. Now, think about how you can use that passion to serve someone today. It can be something small, and feel the joy that this connection brings you. Our journey of conversations ends here, but your path of life, love, and purpose continues. Remember everything we've discussed, the power of your words, the strength of gratitude, the beauty of a new beginning, the peace found in forgiveness, and the truth that your life is a legacy of love. Live with love, with intention, and with the peace that only my presence can give you. I invite you to subscribe to this channel, activate the bell, and share this message of hope with those who need it. And come back whenever you need a reminder of my love for you. Rest in peace, my son, and be the legacy the world needs.